Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and of course the boys, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series with some more dark heresy, with our game, Inquisitorial.
Yes, Inquisitorial.
Yes, Inquisitorial Profiteers. So, in the last episode, do I want to throw this ball over to another player to see? I think we shall. Because I was told it's a good GM device to see how much everyone knows. So let's go over to Mordecai. Mordecai, would you like to give us a rundown in what happened last week? With your good friends Ben and Jerry there?
Be assured, Ben and Jerry are currently...
Oh, brilliant. No, it's okay. You're choking. It's fine. I've been sated. So, last week, our group had completed some business. They had gone around and tried to clear up their own neighbourhood within the Middle Hive, deciding that it'd be a good idea to have their units go out and do some training. So they took their gang out, and after a bit of work, they were able to find 2 locations, and with a bit of, overseeing to make sure they didn't fuck up completely, they were successful. A few injuries were had by the gangers, but the team's medicae, Jenny, was able to see to their wounds quite nicely. So they didn't lose anyone. In fact, their people gained some valuable experience. On the other hand, Jenny, whilst not repairing the damaged gang members, she was able to repair the damage that she had done to someone's beloved Armageddon pattern autogun, and had
it was the will of the Omnissiah, damn it, and I will stick by it.
And the will of the Omnissiah was with you when you actually did the work you were meant to do. But of course, you were able to placate this by saying it took a lot of ritual, a lot of incense, a lot of ritual chants and hymns, which is why the Mechanicus charged so much in 40k. Doing basically a bit of in-house keeping, preparing of things, and just getting their enterprises in order, the group had some downtime. And in that downtime, they saw an advert for a rogue trader recruiting campaign, basically, a recruitment video. Sadly, there was a bit of a moment between the players, but I couldn't quite remember what happened at the start of the campaign. It was a long time ago, so I forgave them. But they went to the recruiter to see if this was their contact, and indeed it was. And after someone was chastised for bringing their girlfriend along, they were able to send her back off with a nice little stipend to keep her happy, and with a new job for the meantime of managing the bar. Of course, I'm talking of Tiffany here, the Acid Riot Heavy, who is now looking after the team's holdings on the planet, the Raven's Court Bar, as they have taken off into the heavens to go and meet with this captain of the Emperor's Profiteer, the rogue trader vessel that is in orbit. And after docking with the vessel, making their way through to the officers' mess, essentially, where there is a waiting lounge for them to relax comfortably in, perhaps with a nice glass of Amasec, perhaps with just the liqueur that they were given last time to ease the travel sickness that some of the party had succumbed to. Now, last time we left off, the doors of this quite well for the group. This is probably the finest room that most of them have ever been. Very close, if not the finest. In our terms, this is a typical Russian, Soviet area officers. Also, there's lots of mahogany. There's lots of plush cushions and seating, whereas everyone else gets metal benches to sit. As the door is open, these two quite large doors, you would see that there are two naval officers. Sorry, not naval. They are Navy officers because they're part of the Rogue Trader ship, but they're in the colours of the Rogue Trader, this white uniforms with gold lapels and black buttoned trim coats. Two of them open it up, and there is a quite plain in stature and in build individual. He is in immaculate dress uniform. Like, this is... None of you are Navy here, but for those of you who are in the Guard, you've never seen an officer's uniform look so white, so like starched. The creases are in absolute perfection. This individual holds appearance in very high esteem. His bare flesh is showing on his arms, which are both human. Doesn't appear to have any cybernetics as he stands. Average height, as I said, average build. His hair, however, is a light brown. He has a light brown full goatee. His face, however, it is immaculate. It is... This person could easily be the highest paid male model on our planet today. It looks as if it has been gene sculpted to look perfect. Maybe not to everyone, because symmetry and how things look are subjective, but for most of you, as he opens, he looks like a captain. He looks like he was bred to be a captain. And there's no flashy flamboyance from him as the doors open and he is presented to you. He removes his white admiral's cap. Not old-fashioned. Think U.S. Navy. I don't know what that kind of hat is called. The white one. Hello, Getty. No worries. As he takes off his hat, he looks to all of you, places it to his chest, then places his arm holding the hat behind his back, makes a half aquila and slightly bows. Greetings to you, fine members of our most holy order. I am so pleased to find you all in much better health than your comrade. Please, you do not need to stand. He motions to his two officers, or sorry, to naval crewmen. As he steps in, they shut the door. He has it would be considered a modest amount of jewelry on for a rogue trader. For some of you, this is still ostentatious. He's basically got 3 rings on his right hand and 2 rings on his left hand. They're not so the 3 on his right hand are quite big and bulky, whereas the 2 on his left hand are actually quite small and they're not, it's like a wedding band kind of size. As he steps in, he actually this would give me a awareness check, please. Everyone with a... Oh, no, fortune point. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Fuck, you all get a plus 30? Yeah, you all get a plus 30.
Oh dear.
Suspicious, but okay.
I put a plus instead of not. Fuck.
I still failed. Yay!
My target is 40, so I would have passed.
So you would note, for those of you who succeeded the roll, although there is still one roll to come, unless roll 20 is doing things.
Jesus,
You
fuck.
don't succeed.
I succeed with 1.
You would all
Sniper.
notice, because he got a natural 100, except from those of you who failed, that as he gestures to his men and they shut the door, he clinks his fingers together, the right hand. He goes the middle one to the bottom finger, to the index finger, to the index finger, to all three together. Now he does this, it was meant to be, so he's done the Aquila on his so he's done the Aquila, and then he was meant to do sleight of hand, basically a code. Jenny, did you succeed? You did. Give me a... You have tech, don't you, as a lore, as a Mechanicus?
My lores, Mechanicus, Inquisition non-restricted, Chemistry, and Extimate Spaces. Those are my lores.
So give me a Mechanicus lore check with a minus 30.
No.
You're not sure what you've seen. It definitely looks as if it's a... It definitely looks like technology. That he is definitely activating something with his fingers, but you haven't seen any technology like it, and you've never heard of any technology. That
Out of character, I have a feeling if that's like digi-weapons in
Yeah,
character, I would
I
know
have
it.
the same
Damn.
feeling.
you can carry on thinking that. You can carry on thinking that. So as he makes this gesture with his hand, which you weren't meant to see, but you did, he steps in, and Jenny, you would... You guys have experienced this before. Can you all roll me a 1d100? I don't know how else to... No, it wouldn't be a 1d100. No, fuck it, you all notice. Although it is far more high-tech than the one that Ceres Nightshade brought out in the Underhive, you all feel a very small pop in your ears as the pressure changes. We can speak candidly now. There is a null field surrounding us. Certain cabins in this ship I have customized specially for just such an occasion. He walks across the room, over towards the bar, pours himself a drink, and stands in front of the fire. It is a great pleasure to meet you all. I am Captain Jack Briston. Yes, Captain Jack Briston. Balros.
Yes, that is my name. Do not question it.
Give me a... I've got so many names. So cool. Yes. But you can all call me Briston if you'd like. A little less formal. Well, I have to say, you're a bunch of ignorant fucks if I've ever seen a lot. What is wrong with you people? Do you not know how to talk? It's very peculiar from agents of the Inquisition.
Wait, is it Briston or Bristian?
Briston.
like Bristol, but an N instead of an L.
Right, then I have it written out. Right.
Yeah, that's what I was just writing down.
I kind of expected Liliana to step forward, but you know,
I'll get you
It was
real
really good.
quiet.
am I?
Yeah, I'm going to boost you up.
Might not want to because I think the microphone's just facing away from me. How's that sound now?
Better.
Better, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better.
All right, then Darius will step forward and, with all due respect, it's only common courtesy to refer to superiors by their rank. So, for shorthand, I will refer to you as captain if that is fine.
Oh, well, we don't have to be on such formal terms, but if that is in your nature, I suppose I won't try and break it. Call me captain if you choose. Darius, was it?
Yes. God damn, I actually forgot my surname. Darius Slogtham of the Phanosian, former Phanosian.
Oh, I'm afraid to say I don't know of that planet. I've travelled to many in my illustrious career, but not that one, it seems.
From what I hear, when we left World, no one actually heard of us until Dagon got to us.
Oh, I see. Well, that is quite interesting. You may have to go into more detail if you're able to. But of course, if as long as you're planning on staying a while aboard my ship, we will have a feast made out. You may meet my officers and my seneschal and so on. But yes, I'm a man of the stars myself. No planet is home to me, so I'm afraid I have never had an opportunity to miss a birthplace, as stars have always been my birth. He puts out a hand to go and shake yours, Darius.
Yeah. Stand at attention, stand at attention first, then put the hand out to shake.
He shakes. There is a. He squeezes your hand ever so slightly. You do feel some strength there. He doesn't seem to be a weak-wristed dandy. He definitely seems to at least have some spine behind him.
Okay. No, I won't mention anything. I'll just, after it's finished, I'll return to parade rest, basically. Standing at ease. What?
Whilst all that's going on, can I do a Psyniscience on Captain Briston?
Yeah, sure.
There we go. Just.
So for one, you fail.
Oh, it's the other way around for this. No, I don't.
No. You fail.
Oh.
I'm not always gonna tell you what the people are equipped with.
No,
But
I cottoned on. Yeah.
He's a rogue trader of a fast sprint vessel that has lots of gold, mahogany, and all sorts of goodies. There are some negatives. You do fail, but you would also notice that one of his it's not one of his. Oh, actually, does he have it on? He's only got the 2 small rings. He's got the 3 on his. No, he doesn't have it on, so he doesn't get any indicator that you tried to do anything. I may robot out in a minute, but go ahead, Jim.
Can I also do a Senescence? Sorry, I'm also coming and going. Oh, I think maybe, just maybe, I might get something.
So, he is not psychically active. He's not psychically active. He definitely has psychic dampeners on him, as you don't feel like you got a really good sense on that one.
Interesting. I don't say this out loud, by the way. Anyone else in the room do I get any pings other than Mordecai, by the way?
No, it's just the captain, and you can't sense much outside of the null field he's put up.
Okay.
So you weren't here, so I'll give you a heads up. He did something with his rings, which some of you saw, some of you didn't. Actually, you did the roll for that. And there's a nullification, same as what Ceres Nightshade had in her, but more advanced.
Ah, okay.
And it seems like you can't sense, even with that roll, you get the barest of minimum outside of this room. It seems to be not just technologically dampened, but also psychically dampened as well.
Gotcha.
Sadly, Mordecai wouldn't have known that because the captain's negatives would have stopped him from figuring out that there's actually a psychic nullification barrier around you as well.
Very well.
Please give our hesitancy to be at ease with you. We have just spent quite some time in a place where being backstabbed is, an everyday occurrence.
Well, yes, I have heard that Planet Side can be a miserable place at times, but fortunately I can cherry pick where I lay my well, he looks down at his shoes, which are immaculately polished. I don't deal with dirt very well. Disgusting thing. But you are definitely faring better than the other crew, shall I call them? They were in a nasty state, shall we say?
How do you mean nasty? Like shut up, or just
Well,
out of place with their mind?
two of them are in stasis fields at the moment until I can get word from your Inquisitor to see if it's worthwhile me investing time and also resources into keeping them alive. The other one is alive and in this time recovering at the moment would be the best way to put it. I don't know how many details I'm allowed to share with you all, but I can at least let you know that. If you want to know more than that, you'll need to do a charm test with a -20.
Oh, that would go so badly, but I want right. It's like my brain just farted. Well, with all
And did you say -30?
20.
20. No.
This is me trying to attempt it. You're like, well, we're all in the know here. What's some information between colleagues? The more we know about their mission, the more we may be able to help.
Gonna try it. Is it -20, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, that's a big number. That's a very big number.
Did you just Did you just commit the biggest faux pas possible?
Did you just mention that you shagged his mother like 40 times in the last night?
Jesus Christ, Waldo.
You know, I was thinking in my head, this is either going to be a 1 or 100, and either way it's going to be brilliant.
I like the
I
thing
mean,
Mordecai
you
just
were
turned around.
not wrong.
I like the thing Mordecai just turned around and said, "Oh yes, your mother's the one I psychically fucked the other day." In his
So-
head, it came around with the whole, the usual shit. Then that came out.
We just let out a really loud psychic fart.
So essentially, Mordecai, as you can see that Darius is standing talking to the captain is standing in front of the fireplace, which is lit with a glass of Amasec. You two have the spirit from last time, and as you see Darius is stood up, you're like, you quickly stand up, drinking your drink, and as you do so, you also inhale. Unfortunately, this causes you to, as you try to speak, choke, cough, and splutter. You fire flammable liquid into the fireplace, and it just goes. The captain steps forwards a bit, like, "Well, steady on there, man. Drink or speak. There you go. Don't want to send me off to the emperor too soon, do we? Fire's quite dangerous, don't you know? And this suit is actually not flame retardant."
It's such an issue. Let me fix it for you. And can I try and cast to put it out? The fire.
Oh no, the fire's because it's spirits. So woof, gone.
Oh,
it's not.
sorry, you started on my end because I think I started to cut out. So sorry.
Yeah, no way. So you tried to down your drink and you just atomized it, spraying it into the fireplace, coughing and hacking at the same time afterwards, making a bit of a scene.
My dear Mordecai, it might be a good idea for you to stop drinking now.
Just yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah.
No. These things happen, but if they happen again, you may get my tailor's bill, and well, that won't be cheap, I'm afraid. Even with discounts for your most glorious of ordos.
Out of character because I was not here, did anyone mention the word Inquisition at any point?
No, but he
did.
started the conversation very
Yeah.
in the know.
Okay.
Right.
Just
So let me just clear this up with you, Jim. He knows your Inquisition. He's been told by the Inquisitor. That's why he's here and you're on his ship. If you try and play off with him, because I was just thinking, I'm going to play this. We're not going to say anything. He will just look at you like you're a fucking idiot.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, again, at no point would I ever say the word Inquisition in any point like I did before.
Even
It's
with
just
someone you know's in the know.
We will talk even if he knows the we're Inquisition. If he says literally we're Inquisition, I will never say the word myself. Is what I mean.
Fair enough. I just don't try and play it off like you do with other people, because he's literally spoken to Inquisitor. It's like
No. Again, that's not what I mean. It's just the same way I treated the matey downstairs.
Yeah, not saying the word and not acknowledging it. Well, I suppose after the little theatrics there, we should probably get down to some sort of decent conversation. I will even step away from this flammable source that now I believe could put my life in danger. He smiles at you, Mordecai, but he takes a seat away from the fire with his Amasec in hand. So,
The guy just laughs it off.
obviously, your Inquisitor told me to come here and to await his arrival. I have been hired by his Ordo to acquiesced to this most humble of requests, and I intend to play my part perfectly. Minus the being directly here, of course. There are, after all, a few planets in this system that I may want to visit, as I don't exactly know when your Inquisitor will arrive. But for the meantime, as you may have been informed, I am taking on resupply, and I was hoping to get some more personnel from this world, but it seems like I may actually find a bit of profit transporting volunteers to the new founding here. So that may change my my goals a little. It's quite unusual to have a founding just happen. Are you having any little snippets about what's going on down there?
People who don't like how the new found. They feel it is disrespecting their regimental traditions.
Also, you might keep your eyes out for what the military does. Not butting heads, but they aren't far from it. Take it as some free advice for picking us up.
That broadcast was not butting heads, and I don't know what was.
Well, they weren't in the street with guns.
Oh,
The Lord Commander literally told, butted in on the planetary governor's transmission and said that they can shove their complaints sideways because the founding is happening whether they like it or
Fair enough. But was it the Lord Commander who told the people that they will still be able to keep their traditions?
Yes, the tensions down there are due to the removal of the original traditions of the three regiments forming into multiple regiments. Or instead of having the first, second, and third, it's now up to the 77th, I believe.
oh, really? Well, this. I had. I'm not a military man myself. I trade my business and a bit of exploration here and there. But yes, this is quite sad news, I suppose. If there are conflicts going on down there, it will mean that the wares that I have will not be wanted.
It's
I suppose.
political. It's political conflict. So it's still quite safe, but you might want to be wary.
Well,
At
I
least
will.
I would be.
I will take it under advisement. At the moment, I have no plans to go onto the surface myself. I don't know any of the nobles of this world by. This isn't one of my normal stops. At the moment, I am working under the assumption that I can make trade here. I have people. My oh bollocks! I said his name earlier. Who's the one who deals with trade? I said his name earlier. On a rogue trader ship. It's the
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, I literally just said his name.
Billy
Oh.
Bob.
One of my officers handles what a planet has to trade and what they can produce. other than what is listed. Again, I am putting out the feelers, but at the moment the Inquisition pays me quite well for my services, and I am only to keep up a front for business. However, the transportation of recruits for a new founding, a unpopular founding, might pique my interest. I'll have my people look into it. There are other worlds in the system, and they all have populations too that can lend a sturdy arm to the God Emperor's most glorious Astra Militarum. So, at Most Glorious Astra Militarum, do any of you, except from Darius, because he's already introduced himself as a military man, do any of you puff out your chests or get a bit depressed?
So all one of the other people.
I mean, I would probably be already in straight position.
Okay, so he can, but he's so because again, he's a mainline
He would
NPC.
probably
He's
have
doing roles against you
noticed.
guys as well, so he knows that you're a military man. Then he's done a scrutiny perception. I just wanted to see
Yeah, he
if you were
would have
trying to hide it.
realized. No,
If there were
wouldn't.
seats,
Not with him.
if there were seats at this point, Liliana would probably be sitting with her legs
Yes, there
crossed.
are all there are. So it's an officer's lounge from last time. You haven't left the room from the last episode.
Yeah, then I'm just sitting with my legs crossed, letting people talk. I will ask something of him, though, if he hasn't said at all, or at any point. Tell me, my good sir, what do you trade?
Luxury goods. Normally, being a sprint trader, my ship can go a little bit faster than your average trader. He says that with a real, he's takes a lot of pride in that. So I can take the finest of goods to the greatest of places. Luxuries would be my normal bread and butter, shall we say?
I see. I'm going to look at. No, I'm just an idiot. Yeah, I see. Do you trade guns, by the way?
I have been known to acquire a few specialist firearms from time to time. I'm afraid I don't have any at the moment. It's been a while since I've dealt with big game hunters, nobles with a more adventurous strike, shall we say, in their books. But I do have contacts, and I have done so before. Nothing illegal, mind you. I have always tried to keep above board wherever I can.
And those luxury goods of yours, food, clothes, that sort of thing?
Yes, mainly. I have some rather fine alcohols at in my cargo holds under stasis seal to keep them, which is kind of, it is a delicacy on another world. Apparently, it is best to have it as fresh as possible. So, therefore, it is kept under stasis. And I also have some rarer items, such as chocolat, is a sweet delicacy from a pleasure world. Again, a very rare item that not every Imperial world or Imperial servant would ever see.
The real stuff, not the synth stuff.
I don't deal in anything, unless it is the finest.
You see Edu giving a very appreciative look.
But you'd also find furs, find leathers. Uh, some worlds I will not visit for a very long time. Travel through the warp, you see. So I can never be 100% sure what season the world will be. We always try to do a rota, as of sorts. But sometimes there are worlds that we turn up at and they are out of season for the finest. So we must head to other worlds to see if they are in season for particular fineries. This hasn't happened in a long time, mind you. We have our trade routes quite well mapped.
Leanne's gonna stop, think for a little bit, then she's gonna look at the rest of the group and say, "Chocolate," you said? Some of those
Chocolate, yes.
Some of those
Chocolate.
things may actually interest both us and another party that we know, so we could introduce you to, well, potential trade.
But it's possible. It's possible, I suppose. These rare foods and, well, nobility. There are nobility on every world, so it does go hand in hand. We will see. We will see. It is an item that I don't mind holding on to for the moment. It looks rather good on. But again, I don't fly through. Oh, I need to open up the names. What's the navy called in this? Again, the
Imperial Navy.
Is it just the no? So who runs the Imperial Navy? Is it literally just the Imperial Navy?
It's just Imperial Navy.
Yeah,
I-
Imperial Navy.
For some reason, I thought. Never mind.
I know, right? They need a fancy Latin name.
The Imperial Navy security border forces do not exactly let rogue traders just come and go with empty hulls. It's always best to have some cargo to keep them pacified. After all, your Inquisitor did ask me to play the trader, not the Inquisitorial agent. I kind of like playing the cloak and dagger. It's not something I'm accustomed to with trading. Well, I suppose that's a bit of a lie. All us traders like a bit of cloak and dagger when it comes to trade, just not so much dagger.
Well, the act of trading, as you put it, could be particularly used getting into the upper echelons of the planet. As we mentioned before, there does seem to be a great divide between the Lord Commander of the system and the Imperial Governess. Here.
Oh, really?
The planetary governess, yes. The broadcasts. Here as with every world, the Imperial broadcasts are mandatory. However, there's one for each of them, you could say.
Yes, I have experienced a few of these broadcasts. We also catch them when we're above system, but I wasn't aware that they were mandatory for the lower classes.
Yes, well, I can only speak from my own experience. But yes, from the most recent one about the finding, there does seem to be quite a lot of tension between the Lord Commander and your planetary governess.
Well, perhaps your Inquisitor will be more interested, shall we say? by all means, it is interesting for me, but I can't really do anything about it.
I mean,
I'm merely the transporter here.
I don't really. I think I speak for everyone here that we don't expect you to change it. We just don't want you to lose your head if they start putting it properly.
Oh,
Please.
my dear man, my neck would never reach the gallows of any world. I have paperwork to ensure that never happens. You see.
You don't
I mean-
need paperwork to be smart, and you don't get to be where our host is without being smart.
Just friendly advice. Better to know of it than not to know of it. Hello? Anyone there?
Oh, I suppose I should introduce myself. Jenny Lanius, chirurgeon of the Adeptus Mechanicus. And I stare daggers at Liliana.
Engine seer.
You probably just see Liliana not looking at you at all. She's just there enjoying the hum of the ship.
It is a most great pleasure to meet you, one of the servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I welcome you aboard my ship, and I would suggest, if you have a problem with the Mechanicus over there, you steer clear of them on my ship. He is definitely talking to you, Mordecai.
Why is he talking to Mordecai all of a sudden?
Because someone went, engine seer.
With a smile on his face, in fairness.
You little...
Miss,
Where you're
Brother,
gonna wake up without a kidney.
Brother Jenny, I would ask that you
bring
not
back
go
up again.
into... Ezio?
I say to Jenny, can I claim the backup kidney?
Jesus Christ.
Why would
People
you
are already
use
dividing
kidney?
his kidneys.
Darius is going to start shaking his head. By
With
looking at the floor.
demonically infested kidneys are spreading the corruption.
I'm sorry. You, although you
Leon's
may
just
be the
gonna
first
shake her head.
Inquisition group that I have met, you do seem like you're not all together with it.
They make a
Fair
habit
enough.
of mocking my standing.
I
Brother
don't.
Jenny,
I appreciate your standing.
if
I
you
do
should,
advise them that they should not do that to someone who is often operating on them, but they insist.
if you
Liliana-
should need to visit the Mechanicus's enclave on board my ship, you may. They have a fully equipped maintenance bay for their hallowed workings, shall we say. I myself, the flesh and body form, but I have the utmost respect for your brothers who keep my ship in such glorious condition. Should you need to visit my medical bay, we too have a chirurgeon on board. Unfortunately, not one of your brotherhood, but he was trained by a Magos chirurgeon in the installation of certain simple bionics, which you may find of interest. He has an acute mind for it. Seems a bit of a shame he never actually joined the priesthood in his younger days, but he may be of an interesting conversational partner for you. Sadly, my head engineer, he has a he will not meet in my dining hall. He will come to meetings, but he does not feast. Even when I order it, he's quite obstinate like that. But if you wish to talk to him, he will be in the Enclave. But I would imagine that they will be doing maintenance on the ship after our journey through the warp. But should you want to talk to them in a few days' time, I'm sure they'll be more than happy to welcome you. Yes, I believe we will be having a feast in your honor tonight. My head Chirurgeon will definitely.
I believe that conversation could be proved to be most enlightful. Yes, that.
I have also had word that there is another team on planet, and they will be coming up at a later date. I received word from my... Damn it, what's the word for it? It's not... Yeah, from my word from my Vox officer that a encoded message was sent to the ship under a Mechanicus cipher. My tech priests were able to decipher it after some deliberation. Aceres Mantorus.
Yes.
She has made contact with us, and she has said that she will make arrangements. Quite demanding, that one.
She is, but she is of right heart. Her companion, however, he might be more repugnant.
Or distasteful.
He has a particularly adverse effect on anyone with psychic capabilities.
Oh. Really? That. Thank you for telling
out of
me.
character,
That would be.
I have noticed that Mordecai and Lena both are extremely.
Didn't he say he was a null?
He
I
did
think he
say
said
that
one.
Also, yeah.
He did say he was a no,
He's-
but are those something common for everybody to know of?
So it's not restricted. It's not restricted knowledge.
Basics, right?
It's not restricted knowledge that nulls exist, but it's like, genuinely speaking, no citizen of the Imperium would know of it because they don't have the law to understand it. It's only once someone who knows what a null is and is psychically gifted to be able to put two and two together. Okay, my psyker is freaking out every time you're near them, and you're an asshole. You could be a blank or a null. That's kind of how it's determined. They can do it through a genetic testing as well, I think. But it's just not known knowledge. It's not. They are very, 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 very rare. Or as rare as psyker is to normal humans, nulls are the equivalent to psykers.
Yeah, so
it's not
if I
restricted.
wouldn't know about this, then just retcon that.
Did the psykers mention it to you? I believe he mentioned.
He said it a few times in his rants, as far as I'm aware.
He said it, but I don't know about Liliana, but Mordecai never mentioned it, other than calling him an asshole.
Yeah.
Didn't you also say you want to keep away from him? Or am I imagining that?
I never said that, not as far as I'm aware. The only thing I did say about him was that he was an asshole, and I didn't really like him, but nobody liked him anyway. So.
Yeah, very much.
But yeah, it's fine either way. If Jenny just says that he's unknown, I'm pretty sure that this rogue trader knows what's going on.
Oh no, the captain knows what gnolls are. If you're a captain of a spaceship, you have to know what gnolls are. If they go anywhere near your navigator in the warp, you're fucked. You know.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to know what a null is if you're a captain of a spaceship. You know, they are some Inquisitorial agents believe that the rogue traders are the new nobility. That nobles on planet aren't nobles. They're not the true aristocrats. They're not the ones with true power. It's rogue traders. And they have a lot of forbidden law open to them. So he definitely knows. Did I say? We'll go with that. He did say that he was a null because I can't remember if he did or not. I know he is an arsehole and he's.
I don't have it in my notes that he ever mentioned it.
Me neither. But I do remember one time he was like, "You people don't like me anyway, so I'm gonna be an asshole."
Yeah,
He doesn't.
Out,
He doesn't have a limiter. That's the thing. He doesn't have one. So he wouldn't know he's a null. Then would Magnus have known? Magnus would have known because he's a psychic. Psyker. But you guys haven't met Magnus, so it would have been someone else. So I'm going to say that he. Yeah,
I
fuck
don't
it, he
know
does.
how relevant that is, but Sarah knew she wasn't known.
Yeah, he'll. You've either been informed by Ceres or you've been informed by him. So the captain just looked. Oh well, very good to hear. I have to keep him away from my astropath and navigator. That could have been quite deadly if I'd not known sooner. Well, it would be. Does he? I will deal with him when I meet him, I suppose. But for now, you must be tired from your long journey. I have quarters set out for each of you on the officer's deck. It is 2 floors under where we will be dining, but I will have some crew to bring you along. If you'd like to go get refreshed, have a wash, I have had uniforms, or well, casual attire, shall we say, laid out for all of you. They may have to be adjusted slightly, but I'll have my tailors come along and do any adjustments that are needed. Captain raises from his seat, finishing off his amasec. It's been a pleasure to meet you all, and I look forward to our feast later on. I will delight you with some of our delicacies that we have on board.
I look forward to it, and hopefully I shan't choke and embarrass myself as I did earlier.
As soon as he stands up, Diana will stand up to him and up. The pleasure has been ours.
Well, hopefully lightning won't strike twice. And of course, it has been a pleasure. He takes off his hat again, placing it behind his back with his left hand, and then with his right hand doing the sign of the Aquila, well, a half Aquila, and then turns around, does something with his fingers. You all hear a very small pop in your ears as the pressure changes, but it's very slight compared to the one that Ceres was using, Nightshade. He opens the door himself and closes it behind him.
Liliana will just smirk as soon as he hears/feels the pop. And then she'll turn around. I'm gonna look at all the members of the group and I'll say in a quiet voice, although teasing one another is fine and all, I don't think we should ever do that openly with someone who's outside the circle. That's, how do I put this? Not only unprofessional, but awkward to everybody. She's gonna look at Mordecai, Ezio, and Jenny. Don't you agree?
You know my stance on the issue.
Which is why I never once mentioned or acknowledged your daggers, let's put it like that. It's best for us to leave all of those outside formal meetings. We are, after all, supposed to be professional, aren't we?
You have a point.
True.
It's for the best that we don't draw any more attention to ourselves than already meets the eye.
Precisely. Now then, I guess we go enjoy what we can from this ship and wait for the feast.
Be nice to have some good food that I haven't cooked for once. You know, not one of you has
course, yeah.
offered to cook. It's quite
I
upsetting.
mean,
Do you want
I'm
boiled
happy
ration
with
packs?
rations. That's the cooking you learn in the course.
For the last 5 years, I've lived off ration packs, so
I don't know how to
probably
cook,
not even
so
the last 5 years.
Ah, well, what better time to learn? Well, there are better times to learn. We're about to be at a feast, but you know what I mean.
I mean, cooking feasts are the thing, right? For those fancy nobles. Or did I watch some weird VOD? Or Fox?
Probably watched some weird Fox. The Hive has some strange programs on.
True.
anyway, I for one will, although I do really enjoy your food, Mordecai, I do for one think I need a good shower for once. Some proper food in a feast. And I will take up on his offer. I will take one dress from me. I do love dresses. She's gonna start heading towards the room.
Mordecai doesn't quite know what to say to that. It's like, you like dresses? I've never seen you just. And he starts thinking and goes, I should probably go and
There's
get
cracking
ready.
here.
Mordecai also leaves to go to his room.
Do we have rooms on the ship?
Yeah, he is given us quarters in the officer's lounge. Oh, part of the ship.
Right. Sorry, just
Hello?
Hello?
hello.
Hello?
I think I died
You
for a
all
second.
decided to go very quiet there for a very long time for no
My
real
ear-
reason.
My ear
Oh.
popped and I couldn't hear anything.
I wasn't sure if my internet had just had a hiccup and I was waiting for it to come back patiently.
It's the known field. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Ah.
It's back? Oh shit, okay.
But yeah, Liliana will go back to humming and she's going towards the officer's quarters. I assume there will be people outside to guide
Yes.
us.
Once you
Yeah.
open the door, you'll see that there are the very smartly dressed ship ratings there, who as soon as you open it, we'll lead you to your rooms if you're ready.
Please.
Thank you.
And it was the seneschal. It's the seneschal's job to look up trade on the world.
I thought you meant an actual name. I didn't realize you were thinking of the title. Okay.
So the if you're all ready to go, the ratings lead you not too far down the corridor where there's another, like, there's, so along here you've got the officers' mess, you've got the officers' bar, the officers' lounge, which you guys have just come out of, and you'll see that there are all the stuff that your officers would want to have. All seems to be on this corridor, and as you're led down, almost to the end of the corridor, you'd see that on one side it says officers bunks, and on your side it says guest bunks. And as they open the doors, again, all this area is all like, it's not mahogany, but it's a very dark, lustrous wood with, it's just unreal how much this really expensive looking wood just goes on and on and on for down these corridors. But it's everywhere, this paneling. They lead you into the guest quarters on the officers level, and as you go in, it's almost like going into a small apartment block. You go in and it just leads to other corridors, and as they walk down, okay, so this is looking at a data slate that's on there attached to their wrists, just going, okay, this is Darius's room. A little bit further on, this would be Ezio's room, this would be Jenny's room, this would be Liliana's room. You all are very close by to each other as each of you goes in. Just because the captain was given more information than you think, Ezio and Darius, both your quarters are essentially officers' quarters for a Astra Militarum officer. Everything is Imperial heraldry, Imperial aquillas. You know, it'd be stand on the note on the writing desk. It would be his standard Imperial military paper that he's got there. No heraldry for either of you that he has. For Jenny, when you go in, this is a typical Magos's style living quarters. There are a few like gadgets there for taking measurements, like old-fashioned yet still relevant calipers and things, just antiques that are meant to just, you know, you can look at them and you can use them, but you know, you're very respectful of the ancient technology, but it's still quite a common. It's not architect he's just given you.
Damn, still, that's probably the best quarters I've had in my whole life.
I should imagine so, as he seems to have done it for everyone. As Liliana and Mordecai, you would find that your rooms are like a black ship. No, that your rooms are set out very
if it was
similar.
Like a black ship, I'd probably cry.
Very similar to your background. So for Liliana, you haven't got much natural materials in there. It all seems to be synthetic from a ship, but from a ship's officers. You know, it's not natural luxury, it's synthetic luxury, which, you know, aboard a ship, synthetic stuff will last longer and can be repaired easier than going, well, we need this type of wood that's only in this one
He
system.
said he don't deal with synthetics.
He doesn't. But
He said unless they're very, very high quality.
Yes. He wasn't entirely sure because you don't have a home world. You're from, you know, He knows enough about you to know that this might take your fancy. And again, very much similar for Mordecai, not knowing as much about your background. Or at least from what he knows, he can't really grasp too much at what you would want. Or what would make you feel more comfortable. Your room is very much a nobility quarter, like lower nobility. Is very nice, very plush, but there's no, like, he hasn't got anything to do with black ships. He hasn't got anything to do with the Astra Telepathicus there, because he genuinely doesn't know how they would want their quarters done. So he's just like, well, they're powerful, they're rich, give them some luxury.
Not like the black ships, because that could be weird.
Pink, but not like pink horror pink.
Just an edgy pink.
The
Normal
fuck's a pink horror?
No, I'm already happy with that. My room is quite void-borny, so it's good. Because this brings
Did you
back
just say
good
void
memories.
boner?
Horny. There
Void
was an
horny.
R there.
No.
How did saying void horny makes it any better?
Not horny, yes.
Horny. Bravo.
Jesus fucking Christ, the fucking Nullfield's back. Jesus.
Void-born, yes. Void-born. So void-borny.
Ah,
Oh, I forgot I have I'll be turned all the way up. Yeah. Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
you'd easily be able to tell that even though the captain played to not know any of you, he at least had a debrief about you and where you're from. In the most basic of terms. Like, obviously, Darius, you'd know that he doesn't know anything about your backstory. He just knows that you're from the military, so he's aimed your quarters at high military.
Mhm. Okay. I'll take a couple of minutes to settle into the quarters before. Did you say there was a uniform or something laid out, or a
Yes, so as you all, and we'll do this in kind of a similar fashion, as you all start exploring your rooms, you'd all find that there is in fact a freestanding bath. As you like open one of the doors that you think may be a cupboard, no, it's a bathroom. You have a freestanding bath, which some of you might be looking at like, what the fuck is this? But yes, you can have a bath. There's also it's basically a big wet room. Looking around a bit more, going, well, is this a cupboard? You open it up, and indeed it is. You would find that there are, whilst not military uniforms for the two military people, these civilian clothes are definitely, you can tell that these are meant to be in the style of military. So they've got like the high buttoned collar and the not shoulder pauldrons, but they've got that bit of material there that's a different color. And for the Mechanicus, as you open your cupboard up, you would find a set of brand new tech priest robes of your rank. And there'd be a data wafer.
oh yeah,
Along
do
with
the
it.
Joker dance.
What the fuck's the joke?
If you
I
check,
got
Did
it.
you not
Just
see the
this.
meme?
if you check the data wafer,
Oh, wait, whoa.
it will basically be a very short message saying, sorry for removing these so long ago.
I'm just gonna say to the data wafer, it's fine. I understand. They're here now, and that's what matters.
For the two Telepathicus members. Telepathicus members. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. You would see that your clothing is. It might not be to both of your tastes. For Liliana, it's more of a free flowing dress type gown robe. It's very fantasy-esque. It doesn't have like a trailing train behind it, but it's like a white gown, like a white robe, but clearly made to fit. You know, it's custom fitted, and it looks very elegant and very not wedding dress like, but it's definitely that fantasy like spiritual princess, like that's what she would be wearing, this flow, you know, this quite hard to describe clothes. I fucking hate it.
Let me guess. Basically, high elf nobility kind of dress, that kind of shit.
Kind of, yeah. That actually would like a fantasy, you know, Lord of the Rings type of dress.
I think I know exactly what type of dress you're talking about.
Because
I'm just gonna move.
The not astropaths, is it astropaths? Yeah, sorry, the astropaths, their robes are kind of, you know, because they've got that third eye that they need to cover up, and they sorry, not third eye, they're blind, so they cover that up.
Navigating. Yeah.
They have robes that kind of cover their face, and they're what I believe they're white anyway, with the symbology of there's no symbology on there, but it's in that style, just fashionableized to the 10th degree. But for Mordecai, your robes are far more militaristic in style. So you have the robed hood. Think more of Assassin's Creed style hood that goes over. Not leather armor, but it's very much in that style, but with different white fabrics and pelts that go over, like strips of fur that come across rather than leather bracings and things.
Okay.
It looks a little bit like how your character profile is, like your token, except from fashionableized massively. Like there's strips of this lovely fluffy fur, and then there's strips of this material that feels coarse and almost like it has, is that like stones attached to it, or very nice material, and it looks quite dashing once you wear it, but when you look at it you're like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Just to finish up, you said it might not be to Liliana's taste. Liliana will, you know, silently move, touch the dress, look at it, and just whisper, "I love it."
The other one was more for Mordecai. I was like, he may not like this one, but yeah, difficult with you astropaths, or astrotelepathicus.
Mean.
He kind of looks at it, goes, okay, it's a bit unconventional, but all right. And then he goes and meditates in the bath before gets washed and meditates in there. And
there is a
then
bar.
he puts it on.
There is a small bar in each of the rooms as well, if you want to have a drink. There's also ice there. You might not be too familiar with, some of you, and you would note that there are also some very, very large glow sticks. Very large. There's also a pack of high quality glow sticks in each room, in case you all picked up the habit of smoking.
Deal. I will go take a bath. I'll get, nice rainy. But before I do go into take the bath, I will take one of the cigars and I'll enjoy it. Have a nice drink, and then I'll go take a bath.
I'll spend the rest of the I spend most of my time, well, yeah, having a bath, getting myself prepped and ready, but also going over the uniform and making sure there's no imperfections or anything. For my own sake, rather than so.
Sure, yeah, you can do that. There would be so essentially when you go to check over the uniform, or for any of you who take it out or who look at it, you would see that there is a comm frequency on there, and as you look at this, basically it's a little card that's attached to it. It tells you the comm frequency of the tailor. If it doesn't fit, if there are any problems, comm them and they'll come to you, rather than them barging in and you're, indecent.
All right. Okay, I'll just try everything on and make sure everything's fine. And if there is any issues, I'll bring it up. I suppose bring them up. Looked over myself. I don't have any. I know there's no heraldry or anything on it, and I don't actually have any heraldry for bonus on my person, so I'm actually a little bit disappointed with that. But other than that, that's fine. I'll wear the more or less blank, or yeah, blank uniform. Yes.
I may have made a little for you, Darius. Yes, there's no heraldry. However, as far as I'm aware, so yeah, I made a mistake. Ezio, your clothing has heraldry on it. All your equipment, all your paperwork and stuff in your room has the heraldry of your regiment.
Given appreciated if not. Well, seems like the Inquisition certainly briefed him. I figure I'm smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
Oh yeah.
Someone snuck in and just put your put your iconography on your shirt as a joke. There you
Reality, he did it to himself.
go. Okay. I don't. Oh, actually, there will be something else. I'll try everything else on, and I want to check, make sure this place isn't bugged, because I'm still a little bit distrustful. I know he does work for the Inquisition and everything, and I'm a little bit, uh,
Hey, he works for the Inquisition. That means he's totally got the place bugged.
oh yeah. That's why I'm going over now and making sure there's nothing out of place that look.
I thought,
Recording device or anything.
I thought about that right there. You just did, but then I thought to myself, screw it. What's the worst that he could find out about us that he probably doesn't know?
So you can. It is scrutiny. I believe it's scrutiny perception. Search a room.
Yep. Flat or?
Yep. Well, if you want to spend, so essentially you have like 4 hours until the feast. In that 4 hours you can do whatever you want. If you want bonuses to the search, then you can lose an hour and get a +20. Or you can do it flat and you're just having a quick, looking around, checking the most noticeable areas.
Taking an hour makes sense, so I'll do that. Just thank God. that extra hour give me two more degrees. So
So, you look around the room and you do indeed find a number of hidden listening devices. With 3 degrees of success, you find a couple that are quite blatant and appear to be turned off. However, you find a few more that you weren't really expecting to find. You were like, okay, well, let's just have a look. Oh, there's one as well. A little bit better hidden. That again, they don't appear to be on, but you're not a tech priest, so you're not 100% sure. You don't you put your ear to it to see, is it alive? Is it breathing? Like the tech priest would say. Well, you don't hear any noise coming out of it, so no flashing lights. You think it's off.
Okay. Just kind of picking it up and looking at it down or whatever. Kind of figure out if I don't know if it is or isn't, so I'll pull up to what I think is the microphone and go, I kindly desire my privacy, thank you. Put it back down. Kindly request, not kindly desire. Jesus. Okay.
Well, you don't get any response. You do have the comm frequency to the tailor. There would probably be a general frequency as well to get you, to like what was the old you wouldn't ring someone's number, you'd ring up the, I can't remember what they're called. Did you say call center?
Yeah.
No. It was like a connector. You'd say like, oh, I'd like to call the Davies in this place, and they'd go, connecting you. Oh, it might be dispatch. It might be dispatch. Switchboard. That's
Operator.
the one. Operator works as well. We'll say switchboard. You're basically calling up the comms switchboard, and they're like, okay, so you want, okay, right, and they'll put you through to people. You've got that number, a non-critical line. So you've got people to call if you want to phone up Darius, but as it is saying, like, I appreciate my privacy, there's no response.
Liliana would take her nice long bath. She'll get all pampered. Then she'll call the tailor to, get the dress.
Mordecai's just going to be meditating on that voice he heard in that dream while he's taking his bath. Just like, what on earth?
Yes, focus on my voice, mortal.
You gotta be so mean,
Sorry.
dude.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Feel like it's because it's just nagging him at the back of his mind at all times, really.
I wonder if that would still happen if you didn't lit up the dance floor.
You never know.
I mean, those were some pretty hot moves,
I spat hot fire all over that place.
As they said, moves.
Terrible people.
know.
You're the one who roasted them all.
Accidentally. Come on.
Don't think a flamer discharges accidentally, but that's just my opinion. And again, I did shoot.
Can all get out my head that aren't me and the demon?
I like that. No, this is canon. Mordecai is trying to focus on the demon, and there's just like imaginary us just shit talking.
Probably is, to be fair. It's his inner demons coming through. Oh.
So, after some navigating the minefield of your psyche, after a couple of hours pass, you feel refreshed, relaxed. The tailors come in if you need them to do final adjustments here or there. Perhaps you meet up because you're all in the same area, so you can have a bit of banter between each other. before too long, the 4 hours are up. Shortly before, however, one of the crew will come down, again, immaculately dressed. We will be serving dinner soon. If you'd like to follow me, they lead you up towards the dining hall. As you are led along the officers, it is a bloody long corridor for the officers' quarter, but you do see other officers like bunk areas, but you're led to an elevator. Again, this very fine, well crafted elevator, nothing like the ones that you're used to on the Hive. You get in, and within moments, you're two floors up. Again, spaceships in 40k are humongous things, but yeah, doesn't take you hours like we're used to. Just minutes. And you're 2 floors up, and you're being led over to a. Now, when you get out of the elevator, the wood is gone. There is no more wood. Now there is what appears to be polished stone. For us in the real world, this area is all marble. The floors are marble. It's marble on the walls, marble paneling on the walls. As you look at the marble, this is a very special type of marble, as befitting this ship, where it actually has gold ore, unrefined ore within. So as you walk, and in here it has the lighting very strategically placed. So as you walk down, you see this glinting shine, these small rivers of gold within the walls and the floors, and just a spectacular sight to see. You would note, however, there's not that much clutter. Like, there's not that much stuff on the walls. There are columns that go down the walls. For those military-minded, this does look like at least the captain's kept some sense of, if there is a firefight, big open areas with places where my men can. There's a little bit of practicalness in there. But you were led into the grand hall. As you enter this almost small cathedral-like area, where clearly this feast that you are having today is rather small, because there are a couple of tables that just aren't in use. At the moment, you have the head medicus, you have the master of arms, you have the seneschal. No, sorry, not the seneschal. The void master, and a couple of their goons along for the ride. As the servant, the crew, well, the staff, as they bring you over and they direct you to where you need to sit.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
You said the
Yes.
you had a couple of goons along for the ride?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What about them?
Okay.
The you would notice that the you are sat, so it's not just you're on one side and they're on the other side. You are distributed slightly between individuals. So obviously Jenny is sat closest to the medicus, and the Void Master is sat closest to Ezio and Darius.
You cut out?
Did I cut out? I don't know.
I think you cut out.
Did cut out.
Oh, okay. So Darius and Ezio are sat next to the Void Master, and the Master at Arms. For Mordecai, he's sat next to the Astropath. So did I mention the Astropath? So I'm writing down the Astropath on the thing now. The Astropath is there because he doesn't need to.
Okay.
So you should all be sat next to people that you can have a conversation with about just the stuff that you know, essentially. Obviously, they all stand up and, they'll greet you and introduce themselves. I'll do that a little bit later. As you all, take a seat, drinks are brought out for you. Small little appetizers that the officers that you're sat next to would tell you. These are just to freshen the palate, just an iced water, minty freshness. You're all expected to eat this, and you kind of sat around like, so where's the captain? And they're like, don't worry, he'll be along in a minute. Before you finish your not free starters, and the captain and the seneschal enter the room. The seneschal, the reason I wanted him separate, he's probably the most garish person you have ever seen. He has got a large smile on him, and as he smiles, his teeth seem to be inlaid with mother of pearl. There are at least 6 rings on each finger of his hands. His clothes appear to be literally spun from gold, the way that they shine and glitter, and he is just the most ostentatious looking individual that you have ever seen. But the captain is just whispering to him, and as he walks in, gestures for him to take his seat. The other officers all stand up and gesture to you. If you're not aware of table etiquette, they'll gesture to you, right? You're meant to stand up now, and captain comes over. To my officers, I would like you to treat our guests with the utmost respect, and by all means, be candid with them, even if they will not be with you. We must melt their icy hearts, as it were. For our guests, please enjoy this feast, and take heed that whatever you say around my crew here is completely confidential. They will not betray your confidence, nor mine. But you may use that information as you wish. I have told them not to pry. Now, please, everyone, sit and let us enjoy this occasion of new company, good food, and perhaps new profit. He gestures with his hand to his seneschal, who at profit kind of gets all excited, shining his pearl inlaid teeth.
Okay.
So I'm probably just going to do. Oh no, but so I completely forgot about a couple of these people. So I completely forgot that there's a Void Master and a Master at Arms. So at the moment, you've just got these 4 names.
Medica? Parcels Grey.
Medica, Dyslexic. That's as good as.
So never seen that.
So you have Marcellus Grey as the Medicae. Master at Arms is meant to be Samantha Tennis. You have the Seneschal. How did I say that again? It's all phonetically. Silasson. Mary. And then you have Mormond Lightstain as the Void Master.
Okay.
No name for the astropath?
The astropath's one of the ones that I forgot about. So he is currently He is currently. Where's my book
Unnamed.
of names?
Bob Iger.
Why not? Why not Bob Iger?
Bob Iger's an actual person.
Sometimes I do use actual people's names for my. It's easier to make them up. Very rare.
As soon as I saw Marcellus, I instantly thought of Marcellus Wallace from Pulp Fiction.
So did I. I'm so glad I'm not alone.
Gotta say, me too. Me too.
We'll go with Bob Igor. There's the telepath.
I love how everybody's like Marcellus, Samantha, Sebastian, Mormon, and then Bob.
Don't diss on Bob. Bob's the good guy.
I will
He's the
disagree.
CEO of fucking Walt Disney.
Terrible. He's a
Just like
terrible
others.
person.
Yeah.
Wait, yes?
Bob Iger's the CEO of the Disney of Walt Disney Corporation.
Ah, kill him.
Jesus, help me.
You know, I mean, you don't have to go from 0 to 11.
Highly amusing. Though.
Hey, the last Jedi warrants it. It's a sight.
Here we go. This is my terrible star map for anyone who was bored of looking at the.
Oh boy.
There are 4 planets in
Pretty
this
stars.
in this system. I tried to represent them all. There's one down there for the stream, and you got 2 up there. Obviously, one in
So-
the center.
Is the bottom one a moon or? Oh wait, no.
No. They're planets, Albie. They're planets, like I just said. It's just to get good maps with stars, and it doesn't really happen if you want to just snag and grab. So this is what we have for the minute. There's also debris in an asteroid field and debris. I haven't added that yet because, again, couldn't find it. Couldn't find any good pictures of it. I was meant to add the rogue trader ship.
Real quick, Bob Iger is who in this?
The Astra
Astropath.
Telepathicus.
That's
Yeah, Astropath.
It's Bob what now?
Igor.
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 Also, sorry if you can hear rockets exploding.
Oh, it's bonfire night for you guys, isn't it?
Well, Igor, what are you doing here?
I mean, actual
Igor, the vodka is in the other room.
actual Bob Iger is Iger, but you can't,
It's
infringe
fine.
on his copyright. I don't know. You get a name for your birthday. Is that your copyright?
Probably for Walt Disney anyway.
We'll probably find out when one of the Kardashians tries to copyright their own name.
Did
do
they
that,
already
they
do
need to
something
know
like that?
They need to
I
know how to
mean-
spell their own name to do that.
I bring us back to 40k before I regret saying anything. Back to 40k. Back to 40k. I regret it all.
Abort! Abort! Abort!
Oh,
Time
boy.
to go back
Headbutt.
to Persian heretics.
Right, so you're in a fantasy dining hall with a lot of people from a rogue trader ship. As
Okay.
you all sit down, obviously you can engage in polite conversation with essentially the people next to you, the ones who are going to have interesting talks with you guys. Obviously about them, but for a heads up, the so obviously the medic, the doctor, can talk to Jenny about technological things. You've got the Master of Arms, who was in the military. Sadly, we don't have any naval people here, but the Void Master can at least put in with our fucking military ground sloggers. You all have someone to engage in general conversation with. If you want to bring up anything specific with these people, by all means, you can. If it's just general conversation, it happens in the background. Because there's too many people for me to do lots of snippet bits. But
Darius will be doing a lot of quick, short conversations with people, just like casual conversation, because just to get to know everything and make sure you can actually trust everyone. Because
Yeah, sure. That goes on around the first 3 courses. The first course is something you guys, well, most of this stuff you've never seen before. It's basically poached quail eggs with a root vegetable broth like this, with tiny little handmade crackers that come out. You're just like, what the is? But you see your next the crew member next to you is like, no, okay, you take this spoon. This is your first course spoon, and you eat it like this. Absolutely delectable little treat. After that, the second course is a fish mousse of some sort, again with tiny little handmade crackers, a smoked fish mousse. And then the next course would be some type of cured
Excuse me,
hams.
a fish mousse?
Mousse. Yes, mousse.
Why would you put a fish in a mousse? That's very uncomfortable for the bird.
I'm
It's a
confused.
frothy. You can literally type in fish mousse in Google and it will show you examples in our history, in our today.
It's like a yogurt, but not quite.
Um,
They're usually done as yogurt, but not
No,
fish.
I think the joke is that it's mousse as in that it.
no, it is not. It is not a mousse. No, it is a mouse.
Yeah.
A moose.
A mossy.
We haven't got there yet. It is the first pre-courses. These are small little things, delicate, dainty little things.
Lillian is doing her best to learn the proper etiquette of eating all of these things. She's looking at the nobility quotation marks during shit, and she's doing her best to learn.
Oh no, and the crew next to you have clearly been told, yep, help them through with this. This may be their first ever big feast like this. You've got like 6 different cutlery pieces on either side of you, and then 6 different spoons at the top. You're just like, what the fuck is all this silverware for? They do show you. You don't have to if you want to be a savage. You can go in hands deep if you want.
Liliana is trying to diligently learn every single thing. She's asking for deep explanations and stuff like that, and she's paying attention the entire time. She wants to learn proper etiquette.
So the seneschal during the first, the third course was cured hams that are on tiny little wafers of bread that have butter on it, because the captain realised maybe you've never had bread and butter before. So let's give them some little spreads with little butters and obviously a small glass of alcohol also accompanies each dish, and the crew will tell you, look, just drink. You don't have to drink it all, but just have a little sip to go along with it. The crew that seem to still have jobs to be done are not drinking that much. They're just having little sips with the meal. The crew, like the Void Master and the Master at Arms, are drinking. They're getting pissed. It doesn't seem like they're needed whilst above a safe world that has, what did I say last time, 1/10 of the Ultramar defense fleet in system, because they're here to pick up to transport the new founding when it's ready.
Yeah.
The seneschal is telling you where every dish came from. He tells you the culture of the dish, where the ingredients come from. He almost just breathes in these delicacies. Like, they get put next to him, and before you guys have even figured out, like, right, so you use this cutlery and you'd eat it like this, he's just, so this was created on this world and has this background. By the third, yes, sorry, no, I had to do something with my TV. He basically tells you where the dishes are from. As a third round ends, the third course, the captain would turn to Mordecai. So, little heads up. During the meal, something happened. Nothing bad, but something. The captain had a word with a member of his crew, and the captain turns to you, Mordecai. So, Mordecai, I'm quite surprised you didn't inform me that you are a psyker. And then he looks over at Liliana. You too, my dear. I'm quite surprised that you would not tell me that openly. It wounds me. So it does.
I apologize. I was informed by. I'm just quickly finding his name. What was his name? Do.
Malcolm?
Yeah, the press ganger.
Malcolm.
Malcolm. Thank you.
Yes.
It is in my notes. I was just trying to find it. That you were made aware of our particular skill sets. My fault for it. I just assumed that you already knew those particulars.
Well, it does wound me so when I try to build good relations with those, and such things are kept from me. But don't worry, I won't hold it against either of you two. He then smiles.
Press X to doubt. You fucking will.
But I do hope you found your quarters acceptable. I was not given a full background on all of you, but those of you that were not under restrictions, I hope I did my best. And the seneschal kind of gives him a little look of, you? He gives him a cheeky smile back.
I nod with a slight glance at Ezio's uniform, making note that yes, he does have insignia, yet my planet was totally forgotten.
After you said that, can I make a Psyniscience test to try and detect if psychic power was used?
I'll give it to you that because you've brought it up, the astropath has done a Psyniscience in the room. He hasn't focused on any one. He's focused on the room to see if anyone has put up any psychic tomfoolery. Once you do you can tell, like you can auto pass it. You can't reach the navigator from here. You can tell the astropath is. You don't know exactly his number of psi rating, but he's okay. He's not pathetic.
He's about on level with me, potentially.
Maybe.
Or is he higher? Probably higher, I would say.
Probably higher, yeah. It's not pathetic.
Well, he's alright. Leave it at that. The game is not nice to NPCs, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's not nice to PCs either, to be fair. Fucking
The game is not nice.
can only watch.
fucking 600 XP for Psi rating 3. Grumble. After that, I'd just like to turn to the astropath. Just like I am truly sorry I didn't make your captain aware. I did think, especially since he has such skilled people such as you under his command, that he would have known the moment we stepped on board.
The captain jests with you. He merely likes to act as if things are not in his control, but they are. He was well aware of your gift, as it was, but I did not inform him. It was Gnail.
Gnail? Who is that?
Malcolm. The
Oh,
press
Malcolm.
ganger.
Like damn it. He yeah. So the information he gave us was correct in a manner. Good to know.
The captain
Yeah.
enjoys to act as if he is in the dark, but he is always illuminated.
As are we all by the light of the Emperor, but I
He
feel
nods at
like
that.
you mean in a different way.
He doesn't respond to that. Actually, like he would have nodded to the by aren't we all by the light of the Emperor? But when you're like, I'm not sure if he doesn't respond. He's just like, I
He
say
only
nah.
just because I think I might have lost a bit over there. He only mentioned this to Mordecai, right? That Mordecai was a psyker.
No, he said
No,
it to
he
both.
mentioned
He
to both of us. He
to both of
announced
you, but he
okay.
said to Mordecai directly, and then he gestured at you because you've been the more quiet one. He's like, this
I'm
one
just
here
learning
seems to spill stuff,
from
so let's
staff.
speak to him.
I'm just learning shit from staff. I'm like, ooh, so this goes there. Ah, I see. And she only drink this amount, you say? But yeah, if he doesn't directly talk to me, I'm gonna not say anything. I'm just gonna let Mordecai do the talking at this point, because I'm just observing everybody.
No, he would bring it up. He did mention you in it in the conversation, but you would have heard Mordecai covering for you, and then because there's not that many people at the table eating and drinking, so the noise isn't too bad. You can hear each other from one end of the table to the other. So you would have heard that Mordecai picked up, and then the astropath's like, no, he's just fucking. Don't worry.
Yeah, but still.
how well known is the fact that how astropaths become astropaths is they basically see the Emperor.
So the whole ritual is very much secret. To those not in the Astra Telepathicus, which you are, or you would have been. So you would have more innate knowledge than all Imperial citizens. A person like the captain and his crew here probably have some idea about it, that you travel to Terra, that you are, you'd go to the Imperial Palace, but they wouldn't know what ritual is involved. They might know that it has something to do with burning their eyes out, simply because every astropath they meet has had their eyes burnt out. Yeah, the actual whole ritual is very secretive.
Funnily enough, astropaths can get replacement eyes. Most just don't choose not to.
Yeah, because they can see perfectly fine without them.
I don't think they can actually see through eyes. They get replaced.
No, they can.
So here's the thing: your eyes get burnt out. The nervous system, Mechanicus have replaced that nervous system a long time ago. It's in the fluff. So technically, navigators can be given best quality replacement eyes because it gives them the nervous system as well.
Again, most of them just choose not to.
Yeah.
Again, so cybernation is actually, a lot of Imperial citizens do not like voluntary cybernation. Cybernetics in you is like, well, you're taking away humanity. Not massive fan of it. If you have to, you will. But if you choose to, you won't. So they're like, the God Emperor wasn't augmented, so why should we?
I mean, the
Laughs in
God Emperor
Mechanicus.
was a psyker.
So I'd probably drop my voice to that barely above a whisper. It's just like, speaking of Light of the Emperor, what was it like being so close? And he kind of
He
got a
thinks for a
tone of
long time. He
awe
really
and reverence to
he
it.
really like he almost like bows his head almost and thinks upon it, and it is undescribable. I do not have the vocabulary to express his greatness. I can only truly... It was the greatest honor and the most terrifying thing I have ever experienced. And it humbled me to my core. And it is why I will do my duty with honor, no matter how it ravishes my body. It is a price I would pay 1,000 times over, just to have experienced his greatness. Person. And again, he is in a whispered tone as well. But you get the sense that it's loud enough that like the captain could hear it, and more than likely Liliana can hear it as well, but people further at the other end, like, so he has also divided up, so the Mechanicus and the Doctor are sat at one end, and those who are meant to be, so you're not
Gifted?
sharing secrets. Well, no, so it's not sharing secrets. The dumbasses are in the middle as the buffer. The military guys who are literally like, they're just listening to them talking about, connecting this tissue and that tissue, and they're just like, what the fuck? So this is how you strip down this type of las gun.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I just probably look back, just kind of in kind of complete awe and reverence, like we're truly gifted and lucky. I only hope one day I may wish to, I may be able to bask in his radiance in some form, as you have.
You are mistaken, though. You have a much more hallowed duty than I. You serve his Inquisition. We are aware of this. All those in this room. You put your lives on the line, not just your minds. I know what happened to those in our Medicus's care, or I know of the trauma they have suffered. That is another terrible fate, but one that they seem to have performed with honor. We all serve in our own ways, but you should be proud to be in the Inquisition.
I am most proud of the opportunities it gives me to serve my fellow man.
He would actually lean over to you, so this is literally just between you two. It was an honor to meet, to be in his presence, but I spend my days transmitting messages for a rogue trader. I do it with honor, but I have never felt more pride than when I am asked to send a message to the Inquisition. It is... It has a... There is pride. There is more, I feel. But maybe that is just different miles in different bodies. So I couldn't... That's going to be my 40k expression for walking a mile in someone else's shoes.
Yeah.
I couldn't really think of a good astropathic. We'll go bodies and minds.
I have a saying on my homeworld that the grass is always greener. means much as you say.
There's a small conversation about grass that comes up next. Between you two.
Yeah, and then
What the fuck is grass, yo?
we just transition onto that.
We have grass, thank you very much.
So,
Wait, I smoke grass.
Smoke grass every day. Wait, don't do that.
so sadly, as much as I would
There are
love
worse
to
things you could smoke.
continues, bit of crack. No. So as the meal gets to the third course, the conversation goes around the table. As the fourth main meal comes out, this is actually going to be something you get more than just a couple of bites on. There's a lovely meaty aroma that comes wafting through the air as the servers open the doors and walk through. But our invisible friend, unable to take delights in the offerings on table, just records the table and what is being said. There's no need for it to leave, as it can transmit from where it is right now, so it stays. But I'm afraid all of us have to go, as that will be the end of our episode. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this one. I have absolutely loved it, and I can't wait for the crew to get to the end of this meal, where maybe a proposition will be made. Once they're drunk, we'll see. So,
Yes, you would be very careful with his alcohol intake.
we will
knows
see.
quite a coming
We
of
will see.
coming of the to be drunk at an officer's.
You have no idea how many courses there are. We'll see that after 18 courses. And you'll have to catch those courses in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. And as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.
Praise
Ow.
porn.